Endless Multiverse, episode 16. Endless Multiverse, episode 16. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Endless Multiverse, number 16. We really need an actual intro for the show, but we are here with a lot of things to talk about with Chainsaw and Andy. And yeah, we have a number of things to cover today. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the show. And
Hello.
we got some Star Wars Celebration news. We got some DC news. We got a Marvel trailer, which is a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff dropping this week. A lot of stuff happening. And right now, Stranger Things Season 4 is now, well, the first part of Stranger Things Season 4. It's on Netflix, too. Top Gun Mavericks in theaters. A lot of stuff happening. So, yeah. It's a lot.
Yeah, May is usually a very busy month for, just...
Yeah.
Like releases in general. So now that, again, not saying that the pandemic is over, but like now the things are getting a little bit easier now. So I think people are like more inclined to go back to theaters, and there's a lot of people going at Celebration right now.
Yeah.
So but it's been a week.
Hello, Jennifer. Welcome and thank you so
hello.
much for supporting. Hello, Triple X. What's up, everybody? We're party people.
Triple
Doing
X.
pretty good. Yes. Multiverse. Thank you so much, Jennifer. Thank
now
you.
My back is actually a little bit better, so I can
You can actually dance it. And hello, Victor. Welcome everybody to the show. We have, like I said, we have a variety of things to talk about today, and I think we're just going to dive right in. But first, we have to start with the man himself. He's been starting, I think, every show since the very beginning. I think so. But anyways, Constantine.
All right then. On with the show.
On with the show. So first things first, I'm gonna look at my notes here to verify. Yes, we were talking about something that dropped on Monday evening. We're talking about the Thor Love and Thunder second trailer. I think this was awesome. I really like this trailer, and I think the highlight is Gore the God Butcher, Christian Bale. As soon as he started speaking, we saw his interpretation, his version of Gore. It changed the whole dynamic, the tone, if you will, of the trailer in itself. And honestly, I'm kind of happy that they waited till this second official full-length trailer to show off Gore, because they could have easily teased Gore the God Butcher in that first teaser. But instead, they went the route of just focusing on Thor after Endgame and teasing a little bit of Mighty Thor, Jane. But in this, we went full-on Gore and seeing a lot of really cool things that has us speculating. So I want to ask you first, Andy, what do you think of the Thor 4 trailer, Love and Thunder, and specifically Gore the God Butcher?
Well, I mean, first of all, I was just surprised that they even dropped it, because I'm like, didn't we just? I mean, I'm not complaining, but like, where didn't we just get a trailer? Like, it felt like we just it was not that long ago. So I guess because they released the one kind of so late, they had to be like, well, it comes out in July, we're gonna do something. But I thought it looked amazing. Again, Christian Bale, I mean, the man is a chameleon. Like, I do not understand how this man just I wanted to be like a segment at the Oscars where they just go through all of his looks from like 20 plus years, because it's it's a little frightening. But yeah, he looks amazing. I'm excited to see that they're actually gonna go a little bit darker, because I think the Dark World wasn't, I mean, it wasn't a great movie, but I did like that at the very least trying to go a little bit dark than usual. So I like that now, with a little more balance. I'm excited to see that. Of course, I'm all here for Mighty Thor, and for King Valkyrie, not that I have anything against Chris Hemsworth or Thor, but for me, I'm kind of like, when it comes to the original trilogy of Avengers, I'm kind of like, okay, we're done with Cap, we're done with Iron Man, and I feel like this could have been kind of an easier way to kind of just pass it on to Jane and so on. I mean, hey, if Chris still wants to work, I mean, go for it, but I'm definitely interested to see what his life looks like now after Endgame. So, but visually, again, I mean, if there's one thing these trailers usually do very well, unless your name is She-Hulk, is that these trailers look visually stunning. They look absolutely remarkable. So I'm ready to go back into the cosmic realm of it all. But it was it was fun. It was just, again, I was just very fun of why are we getting another trailer so soon? Like, but this movie's gonna do gangbusters money anyway. So,
Mhm.
well, what did you think? How do you enjoy it?
Uh, I really liked it. I liked it better than the first trailer, but I think the reason why it's so soon is because literally they started the marketing way late, like way close to the release than normal. Like traditionally, they would have released this trailer probably back the first trailer, the little teaser back in maybe March or something, but they waited until what was it, April or something, or maybe in February they would have had that teaser out, but they waited a while, and I think it's because they had Multiverse of Madness in early May, so they didn't want to overlap too much of the marketing. If I try to remember, I think we had the first, they had the first teaser for Thor in front of Multiverse of Madness, but they probably didn't want to oversaturate where they're pushing Multiverse of Madness. All of a sudden, they're really starting to heavily push Thor. They had to wait till Multiverse of Madness was out. I like the route of where it seems that we're going to see some major destruction from Gore the God Butcher. It seems like he is going to kill off probably a good variety of gods, ones we never even heard of before. Or I think Zeus, who Russell Crowe's playing, I think he's going to die.
That was hilarious.
Yeah, that scene. I think he's going to die. I think Gore the God Butcher is going to take him out. I don't know. That's just my theory based off of there's a shot where you see Gore the God Butcher fighting Valkyrie, and she has Zeus's lightning bolt. So I don't know. Something may be happening there. But who knows? It may just be a fake out to where Zeus doesn't die, but Gore ends up killing other people. That's significant to whatever the plot is in terms of gods and other characters. But I really liked how it played. It was funny at times. Like I said, that ending sequence with Zeus was crazy. And then did you notice the tattoo on his back of Loki's horns? Did you see
I did notice that a little bit.
Yeah.
I was more distracted by, the sensor. So
gotcha.
I've seen his back. I'm talking as I've seen it like so many times. But listen, if you're gonna get Chris Hemsworth butt naked, where ladies and some men will be looking. So.
And we have Jennifer with us at Party People, and she also she does another super chat talking about he looks like what Voldemort should have been, even though I still love the Harry Potter movies. He looks kind of like Voldemort, kinda. I'll say that. Did you hear the theory, the rumor that when you first see Gore the God Butcher in the trailer, when he takes off his hood for the first time and you see all that stuff moving around him in the background, they think since he is tied into Null, which is like the symbiote king in the comics, that Null is in the movie.
I haven't heard about that theory. I don't know what if that's something. I mean, that would have to be something then agreed upon Sony and Marvel.
Yeah. And that'd be interesting. It would be interesting because
I would just mind if this movie just focused on just being like just be a Marvel film. Like you don't have I don't need a cameo. That also kind of I'm good with taking a little break from the multiverse right now from them and so on. Because the thing is like. I'm already distracted by the fact that the Guardians are in this, so but I'm guessing they're not going to be in that much. I have no idea how much they're actually in it. So
I would think they're probably in the first act, and they're probably not going to have much of a role. They'll probably have a significant role in terms of their importance to the story early on, in terms of Thor deciding he just wants to retire, basically. It feels like they're going to probably be the first act, and they're probably going to go off because wherever they're heading off to go find Gamora, that'll be Guardians 3. So Guardians will have to take place after this, I'm assuming. And maybe Thor pops up there in Guardians 3 to kind of tie that back in. I don't know. But yeah, that was a good trailer. And now I don't need to see any more. I know they'll probably release another trailer for tickets.
No, now it's the TV spot are going to start. Then they're going to
they're probably going to have an extended TV spot for the tickets. Like they did for Multiverse of Madness. They had that like 1 minute trailer or something. And it was pretty it was pretty.
You're gonna have that. You're gonna have that. I'm just don't chill too much.
No might be mentioned, but I don't think Noel will actually be in the movie. They might mention him or reference him potentially. And Fake Jake, hello, hype train, yay!
Let's see.
Hey,
all the logos are there. Well, we're gonna jump from the DC, the Marvel universe into the DC universe because this week, Blue Beetle has finally gotten into principal photography, and we have our first look at Blue Beetle. I'm not even gonna try to pronounce the actor's name because I would butcher like crazy. But our first look at Jaime Reyes in the Blue Beetle costume, it was so funny because what had happened was someone in Atlanta, which is where the film is being shot at, a paparazzi or something had said that, you know, like, yeah, like they've started filming, he's in the suit, it looks exactly like the concept art, you will probably see any moment now. So everyone was kind of like just on standby to watch to see the photos come out, and this looks absolutely ridiculously awesome. Like, you know, because here's the thing with concept that is very dangerous is that on paper it's always going to look great because you can control, like artists can control, like, you know, with the, you know, with pens and colors and sketching and so on. And then in, you know, but in physical it might look a little bit different, the color might be off or whatever. But this is one of those times where like it actually, like it, like it's like if you sprinkle fairy dust on that picture, that's Blue Beetle literally popped out of the page into screen.
Oh yeah.
And he was seen filming a sequence where he was falling on a car. But yeah, I love this. I am a huge Jaime Reyes fan. I've been loving Blue Beetle since Young Justice, and you know, for me as a brown boy, I am excited to finally see some more brown dudes in on the big screen, getting to kick ass. And Blue Beetle, it's time for his time. Smallville season 10 did not do any favors. We don't need to talk about that. You know, but
They
I
tried. They tried.
well, no, they epically failed. Like, first of all, they didn't get someone who was like actually Latino. They got someone that was ethnically ambiguous, as Hollywood like to do it every once in a while, as in all the time. But secondly, they just wrote the character horrible. Booster Gold was awesome. He was kick ass, and I think it would have been enough to just done Booster in that episode. But this looks, I mean, again, this, like, I'm not gonna say that it looks comfortable because the actor probably feels a certain way, but like for me, like this looks like a little more practical than maybe some of the Arrowverse suits we've seen and whatnot. So like this just, again, this is just ridiculous. And the scale that you can see on the back of his of his costume, like it's humongous. So, you know, and I wonder who they're gonna get to voice the Scarab, because we always gotta hear Jaime talking to him. But what do you think about the suit?
That's awesome. It's so cool. I actually want to bring it up real quick just to reference something. So
Okay.
What I like is that the headpiece is not overly large. It really does match and fit the design of it, because at times whenever there's like costumes you're trying to, or suits from the comics, you're trying to relay them over into live action, sometimes the headpieces are a little too big and they look comical. What I like is that it looks pretty good size-wise to the rest of the suit. And I like seeing without the helmet on, just to see him, knowing that he's actually in the suit instead of a stunt double, because once you put on that costume and put the headpiece on, it doesn't have to be him. But I like the fact that it is actually him in the suit there, because they could easily just get away with not him actually being suit. But my guess is he's like, I want to wear the suit. And I love how comic accurate, like you said, it is. It's awesome. I like the fact that they're doing this. And I think it also is telling that Warner Brothers went HBO Max to now theatrical. They want to go theatrical with it. And I'm assuming, based off of this, in terms of wanting, with Warner Brothers Discovery wanting to push like all films to theatrical first, then HBO Max soon after, Batgirl will get the same treatment. That's my guess. But what I like is that they have faith in this film to put it in theaters, and I think people are going to really respond to it. And your whole point about Young Justice, they did a great job with him in Young Justice. I loved how they handled the
good introduction to him. If you have if you have never read a Blue Beetle comic before, I don't know. I think Blue Beetle was on like Brave and the Bold or something, but I actually don't remember seeing Blue Beetle anywhere else before 2011.
Yeah, it really was significant for him to pop up in Young Justice. And what I like too is that it feels like people are just like, yeah, go for it. Because I know a lot of people back, during Arrow kept hearing Ted Kord reference over and over in Kord Industries. I like the fact that they could have went the route of Ted Kord, and maybe Ted Kord's in this movie. Who knows? But I like the fact that this is his story, and I love the fact that they casted him. I love him on Cobra Kai. He is so cool on Cobra Kai. I like that actor. He seems like a really down-to-earth guy, and I like the fact that he's given this opportunity to play this character and to bring him to life. And the fact is they're really giving, they're really giving it their all because that suit is pretty damn spot on.
On Cobra Kai, does he do a lot of his own like stunts and so on? Because I know it's about
He does a good variety of his own stunts. Yeah.
Then I think that's the reason they like went so. I mean, listen, the thing was, I mean, before the merger had even happened, that's when they had already been like, yeah, we're taking this from HBO Max, put it on theatrical, and but I think the reason that like he's probably more okay with being in the suit. Again, I'm just assuming because I don't know the guy, but I think because he is so physical. I don't know what his like if he's a gymnast, if it was like a is he a dance or something like that, but like, if he's already down for stunts, I think that he's probably why they also went with him is because he would probably like not only would he have someone that can actually be in the suit for most of the time, because it's a little disappointing when you find out that the actor once they put on a suit like a helmet, it's not actually them. But I think that's why they went for it, like because they probably designed in a way where like he can move around, like it's because he doesn't look as much as it doesn't look too armory. It actually kind of looks a little like almost like clothing a little bit and so on, or like that. Wait, let me bring this up one more time and I see if I can like make the distinction. So like if you look like towards the pants, like underneath, it looks like there's like thinner skin on there, like they put armor plates on.
Yeah, it's like that dark blue you're talking about.
The dark blue, yeah. There's two materials that are going on because I remember one time my mother, because she makes clothes and she teaches that in school and so on. So like one time I showed a couple of costumes from I don't know what show it was, but I remember she would point out that well, this is fabric and this is like what they put on to make it look more believable as like so that way the actor probably doesn't have to wear like a Brandon Routh like costume or something.
Mm-hmm.
But no, I'm excited to see this. I think that speaking, because I guess we can talk a little about Ted Cord, because there was a rumor that earlier this week, the lead from Ted Lasso was supposedly up for the role because someone that there had been a casting call saying that they were looking for an actor with certain features, and it was a photo of the Ted Lasso dude, but they just took it out his eye. But they said we wanted a body double for supposedly Ted. So of course then it does what it does best. It runs with it without any confirmation, and then it did get debunked. But I do think there's a lot of signs to Ted being in the film because one, we've seen Cord Industries in the background. We have Victoria Cord, as in his supposedly his wife, and there's now also been rumblings that the Jaime's girlfriend Penny is actually Ted's daughter, like she's Penny Cord.
Oh, that'd be interesting.
Yeah, so like
yeah, okay.
I'll be very shocked if this dude does not show up in the film. I still think it's that guy from What We Do in the Shadows. I still think he's playing Ted Cord because he's the only actor whose character hasn't been revealed. So
I wouldn't be surprised. We do have a couple comments about this. The suit is badass, awesome. Looks like the Injustice 2 Blue Beetle a little bit. Yeah, I mean that's pretty much comic accurate, I think, for the most part for Injustice 2. His design. I actually love the Blue Beetle suit.
Oh, we have a super chat from Jennifer.
Oh, we do.
Thank you so much, Jennifer. Oh. Even though they're connected, I think and hope Noel does not show up because Noel deserves his own movie as a main bad guy.
I agree with that. I do. I would like him to show up, but I do agree with that point. We also have this from Jake saying, my thoughts on this new and how I feel about Holland as Spider-Man when the Civil War trailer dropped. It looks good in the costume. Now we need to see what he acts in the movie. Good point, because I do think they're going to add some CG in post-production for the
wings.
Yeah, for the mouth to move and probably the eyes to have a little bit of life to them. But I mean, in terms of the base of it, just on set, they did a great job. They really did. And then also, he was wondering who would they have for the villain. I think there's a couple options. I mean,
wait, hold on. Let me bring this up because I know there's one Blue Beetle villain actually in this. He's a smaller villain, but Conrad Carapax is in it. And for people who do not know, in the comics, Conrad Carapax is a minor rival to Ted Cord. So look at all them Ted Cord clothes over there, huh?
Yeah, I really do think Ted Cord's in this. He probably doesn't have a giant role, but he probably has a significant role nonetheless for how long he pops up. But yeah, Blue Beetle looks great.
And then probably said, and then probably because I think they are gonna set up like high maintenance relationship throughout this franchise.
Yeah.
So, and the director has already said that he has plans for sequels. So he's like, well, let's just do the first one, and then we'll jump to the sequels. But let's head to a galaxy far, far away.
Yes, we have a number of things to. So I want you to get that trailer pulled up because he's actually going to react to the Andor trailer live. We'll get to that last and list. I'm going to go through a couple different other topics, and then we'll get to that Andor thing. So first things first, everybody, we got a couple of news items that dropped that I wanted to talk about that we should talk about. First things first, Taika Waititi. Now, they had announced back at Disney's Investors Day back in, I think, late 2020. I believe this when it occurred. It was an online-only thing, and they had announced that Taika Waititi, of course, director of Thor Ragnarok, Thor Love and Thunder. He's done a variety of other things as well. He is coming out with a Star Wars film. Now, the thing is we didn't really hear much detail at the time when it was announced. There was not much details. Well, it came out earlier today that apparently Taika Waititi, his Star Wars film is the next theatrical Star Wars project that will be hitting sometime next year. Now, people are saying, wow, this is pretty fast. Well, he's been working on this, and this has been announced for a while. And Thor Love and Thunder will be out, of course, in a few months. And it seems this is his next project. He might have other things going on as well, but it sounds like this is the next things that theatrically Star Wars is doing is his film. We have no information besides the fact that he is doing the next film, and they're staying away and steering clear of trilogies. And we had heard a little bit ago about Patty Jenkins' Rogue Squadron still being worked on, so hopefully that'll be more announced soon. Next up, before we get to Andor, one more thing here. We got a new show called Skeleton Crew with Jude Law leading. And this is actually the show that John Watts, the director of the 3 Spider-Man Tom Holland films, this is the show that he was working on. And he came out. John Watts talked about the show a little bit, saying it is following a group of kids. And I'm guessing Jude Law is probably the lead adult in the show, but it follows a group of kids that get into some situations. And he says it's a show following kids, but it is not a kid show in a sense that it's all going to be happy, hunky-dory, and everything's fine. It sounds like shit's going to go down in the show. And it's going to be following a group of kids and Jude Law as the lead. And they made sure to point that out that he is the lead of this show. So this is interesting. Interesting for sure. And I'm assuming, Andy, you have that trailer ready to go.
Yeah, I have the trailer up.
We have the Andor teaser trailer. Now, I've seen the trailer, of course. Andy has not. Andy was unaware this actually dropped. And Andy, I'm going to say right now, I think you're going to like this trailer.
Okay.
Make sure that volume's turned up because you got to hear it. You got to hear the full glory.
Oh, okay. So we can legal. Okay.
Yeah, we can play it. Don't worry about it.
Everyone can tell that I don't know reaction rules whatsoever. I'm like, I have to ask him every week. I'm like, can we play this loud?
Yes.
Like, how many seconds can we actually have in it? I don't know why I did a southern accent. I don't know why I did that. Okay, hold on. Let me see. I'm gonna share a screen.
Obviously, don't full blast it, but you can turn that thing up. You don't have to turn it down.
Okay, let's see. Okay, let's see. I'm gonna. Okay, everyone tell me if you can hear it.
Yeah, at first it's gonna be silent.
Okay.
Yeah, it's silent for the first bit.
All right, hold on. Let me just because my other screen is on this side. Okay, then here we go.
Let's see here.
Did I get the... Okay, no, I got it. I got the right one. I was like, what is happening? Okay, this is definitely a trailer.
You can turn it up.
Okay.
I can barely hear it. Yeah, I can't hear it at all.
Okay, hold on. Let me.
Yeah, you have to redo it. Yeah, I can't hear it. Holy crap! We're actually pulling up. Victor, hello. Thank you, Victor, so much. Holy crap! Thank you, Victor. Thank you. Oh my gosh.
I need a moment. I am.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Wow. And thank you so much, Jennifer, as well. Jennifer, thank you. Thank you. Victor, thank you, sir. Wow. Dude. Holy crap. I was excited to watch this trailer. I was excited to watch this trailer, but my God, he's still gone, guys. He's still gone. Holy shit! Thank you, Victor, so much. Thank you.
I went and got something just to say, like instead of a high five, I'm gonna give you a high free turtle style. Thank you, Victor, so much.
Multiverse?
Okay, hold on. Let me read what he actually said. Okay.
Hold on. Multiverse?
Okay. 3, 2, 1. Multiverse. And
yes.
it's probably better.
Okay, let's read this thing.
Hello, can I get an Andy laugh? You will definitely get an Andy laugh. I love Blue Beetle's costume and been
represented.
Being represented. There you go. Do you think DC is taking a page from Marvel and give us characters from the DC that can have good story? It seems to be working for Marvel. Disney, you guys look like Obi. Any thoughts on Stranger Things? To say that, are they doing what Marvel is doing? It's like they're literally always borrowing from each other. If anything, I think you could say that, because on these TV, we've had plenty of representation for the last 10 plus years while the MG was growing. So we're gonna talk about Obi-Wan. We are gonna talk about Obi-Wan because I did watch the 2 episodes. It's the first Star Wars thing I watched since when did the Rise of Skywalker come out?
2019.
I have.
It's been a while.
I have not watched anything Star Wars since then. This is ridiculous. So we are going to talk about it. I have not seen. I don't watch Stranger Things. I am trying to catch up, but I will let Jordan.
Well, eventually, me and my wife will watch Stranger Things. We've seen the first 3 seasons. We've been patiently waiting for part 4, season 4. We will get to it at some point. We would have watched stuff, but we're binging through Friends and finishing that show, even though we've already seen it a million times.
Okay, let me try this again. I'm so sorry. Okay. Why does this always? Okay, hold on. Let's see. Share screen.
I wonder if it's I wonder if
instead of maybe it's Chrome tab I have to pick.
Yeah, Chrome is the one you have to pick, because Chrome's the one that has the audio.
Okay.
Thank you so much, Victor, once again. Okay.
Thank you. All right. 3, 2, 1. Is it working?
Yes.
Okay, cool. This is such a new way to open a Star Wars trailer. I'm like, oh damn! Oh, that got loud. Everyone would be like shook. Oh, this can't be. My bae, he's back.
So fat and satisfied. They're everywhere. They're watching me now.
Soon enough, these days will end.
Oh my god, I forgot he's in there.
I did too. I forgot.
There will be no rules going forward.
People are standing up. That's what a reckoning sounds like.
Yes, man. That's a fucking reckoning sound. Okay, that was sick.
That was awesome. That was awesome. That was great.
Oh, okay, that was sick.
So I guess first things first, what do you think of the Andor trailer? I think you forget that.
This is a very different trailer, like a very different open to a Star Wars trailer. Like it's a very because here's the thing, even though I haven't, even though I haven't watched Mandalorian or the other shows that have come out, I've seen trailers. Like I've seen them floating around. Like I do watch them, and then like if I have time, I will watch a show, and if I don't, then I will just watch it when I do have time. And but this is the most different Star Wars trailer I've seen since even getting into the fandom or whatever and so on. Like like it doesn't feel like the Rogue One trailers. It doesn't feel like the sequel trilogy trailers whatsoever. So this is very exciting. And like there's Andor was someone I connected to a lot in Rogue One, and so I'm excited to see. Again, I love that the fact that they're taking the Star Wars universe, they're going to all these different corners through time and space, and it really, because and I think honestly, and even though I know Star Wars belongs on the big screen, I do think the best thing Lucasfilm has done since the end of the sequel trilogy is to really expand to the world television. So I enjoy this. I enjoy this, like, again, now that I'm kind of on the Obi-Wan train, I think I will definitely be watching this because this will be, because I guess Obi-Wan will end like in June, and then in August we get Andor.
Yeah, roughly. I mean, August 31st. So it's like plenty of time. And I also wanted to put this out real quick. These episodes in the ones first going for all service Andy's reaction. Maybe if he doesn't watch trailers.
Well, that's the thing. Yeah. Unless I have to do for work. Like, there's a lot of times where I do miss things. Like, again, I completely forgotten the celebration was happening this weekend. So when Jordan called me, was like, "Hey, there's all these doors." I'm like, "What are you talking about? You mean like the Obi-Wan episodes, right?" He's like, "No, like celebration happened." I'm like, it's happening right now.
Yeah.
And then I started seeing that some of my friends are already there. So I'm like, oh, okay, I suck. And so I said, but hey, did he drop? And then he, was telling me what we're gonna talk about. I'm like, wait a minute, there's a new trailer for something. Well, how about I just watch it tonight with you all? And that's what we did. So yeah, we will do things like that.
And thank you, Jennifer. If I'm being completely honest, I don't know how to feel about the trailer because even though I love the Darth Vader hallway scene, I was not crazy about Rogue One. That's completely understandable. We know this is taking place 5 years before Rogue One. They shot 12 episodes for season 1 of this show. They're shooting 12 more for season 2, and then they've confirmed, and this is not a spoiler because they confirmed this as just letting everybody know that at the end of season 2, the last thing you see is Cassian going in and basically tying it into Rogue One, like immediately him going to Rogue One. So like basically you can watch the Andor series, all 24 episodes, and right as you finish the last episode of Andor, you can click and start Rogue One, and it's supposed to be seamless. It's going to be like that. And I'm now I want to go back and watch his first. I remember the scene specifically where he's first introduced, but I want to rewatch it so then I know. Okay, so we're going to end up here on this planet again. This is where we're going to be at the end of season 2 of Andor, the ending of the show. And it's crazy that they shot 12. And now it makes more sense because they've been shooting the show for a while, and I'm like, what, like are they still shooting? It turns out that they've been shooting for a long ass time because they've did 12 episodes. Now, maybe the episode lengths are shorter than other episodes because, as Andy noticed, the Obi-Wan show, 55 minutes for episode 1, 41. Of course, credit takes up like a good chunk of that. But I would say I wouldn't be surprised if these episodes are like 30-ish minutes a piece, but it's still 12 episodes. So we get more. So that's really cool. I like the trailer a lot. I wasn't sure what to expect. I'll be honest. I liked Rogue One overall, but like I was thinking, why are they doing an Andor series? But as soon as we can see how gritty it is, like Rogue One, and we're seeing the journey of him 5 years leading into Rogue One when the show is over, and Mon Mothma, they brought back, of course, the actor who's been playing her since Revenge of the Sith, and then into Rogue One, we get to see her, more of her backstory, and I'm assuming we're going to see other characters. Fake Jake, sorry, Joy Pat Jake, thank you so much. I see that. I'll click, yeah. So, but I think we're going to see other characters from Rogue One potentially in this show. Like
that would make a lot of sense. I feel that that because again I haven't seen Rogue One in a while, but I wouldn't be shocked if we do see at least one character. Because because we all know the end destination for this character. So which is why I actually I do preach.
I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, if you say like if you watch the Book of Boba Fett, you'd get this point, and there were certain times where you're stepping away from the storylines happening over here and following something over here that may tie in. I feel like they may do that with a character that was in Rogue One where we kind of see a little bit of them in an episode where it kind of cuts to them and where they're at 5 years before Rogue One, that would tie into Rogue One more efficiently. And I wouldn't be opposed to that if like they took half an episode to jump to someone else and we get to see a little bit about them that would tie in. But to your super chat, thank you so much, Jake. Thank you.
Thank you
I
so
really
much.
liked Rogue One. It felt so different, but so enticing at the same time. It really felt like a true war film, like Black Hawk Down or Apocalypse Now. Even though you knew characters would die, you still cared. That was the main thing. We knew these characters weren't going to make it. They openly said this before the movie came out. Like this is a do or die mission. Like none of them were going to survive, and it was kind of brutal because that third act they started taking out characters left and right.
Yeah.
they didn't care.
And that's what I get. I know this wasn't like one of the most well received, like critically wise. I Star Wars film. I mean, this one is way better than any of the prequel films. The real prequel films. So take that. But no, I really enjoyed the fact that hey, like we're exploring this important element that has always been there in the Star Wars mythos, but we've never really seen it really, because the thing is they don't die for nothing. So there's that.
I'm surprised we haven't seen more Jyn Erso. I'm then again, I'm not too surprised.
Where would she be right now, like in the timeline?
Well, I think she was arrested when we first met her in Rogue One. Like, because we saw her as a kid, we saw what happened to her father, and then it jumped to her being an adult as Felicity Jones. So
I remember, I'm gonna pull something. I remember there was something about Felicity Jones's contract that
she had signed on for a potential other film or other project. I remember that was being something that she was the only one who had that option. I think, but I think it would be interesting if they brought Jyn Erso back. I just don't know for what. I'm not now. Look, it seems that Cassian Andor and Jyn Erso only first met for the first time in Rogue One, so they couldn't just have Jyn Erso pop up in the show meeting him unless we're following her connecting with somebody else in the show. I don't know, but I feel like they're going to use this Andor series to, and of course, introduce new characters, but also probably tie in some other characters from Rogue One that were significant players to the narrative. So with that, how do you feel? Let's go to the first thing on the Star Wars here. So Taika Waititi's Star Wars film. How do you have any theories, thoughts of what this could be? What do you think?
I think it has to be for someone very, very popular character. Like I don't think it's just like like it's gonna probably be another unexplored territory of the Star Wars universe. But I think we're gonna follow someone that fans really love. And the thing is that and guys, don't try to do body language analysis of me, because Andy doesn't really have a lot of sourcing when it comes to Star Wars stuff. So I don't know. I know a lot that goes down with Star Wars. So I'm just predicting that I think it's gonna be about a very big character. And because I didn't even know he was doing it, or maybe I did see it years ago and then forgot that he was actually doing it. But if they've been keeping it under this much secrecy for all this time, I think it has to be for someone big that he's working on. And I'm glad that they're I'm glad they're not trying to do another trilogy. Not everything has to have a trilogy, because you never know what if the first one flops, then what do you do? And so I'm excited. Listen, he's a great filmmaker, and I think that it's nice to have a little change behind the scenes, not just from the same narrative all the time. So good for him. But I'm excited to learn more.
I wouldn't be surprised if his film is like a wacky, weird film with the characters we've never heard of or whatever, because he feels like somebody he would be able to pull that off. Because I think back on James Gunn with Guardians of the Galaxy, let's be honest, the majority of the audience had no idea who those characters were from the comics.
No idea.
And he made that work. And then Thor Ragnarok with Love and Thunder. Ragnarok, he completely flipped the character, but did it to where it was actually really successful. And the film was goofy and fun, but also had some really intense moments. But coming off Thor to the Dark World, it was a very different film. But Taika Waititi made it work. So I'm excited for that. One last thing here with the Jude Law skeleton crew, based off just what we know and John Watts being the showrunner, creating the show. Do you have any thoughts about skeleton crew? I think it's a weird title, but I don't. What do you think?
Gee, I wonder why he couldn't do Fantastic Four now suddenly.
I think he was told he can't do it.
Yeah, again, I believe when they said that it was amicable, but I think it was like what does Disney want out first? Well, you want Star Wars out first because like Fantastic Four didn't even have a premiere date, release date at that point, and I'm interested to see what he will do. I think it's good that like, because the thing is, I have never seen any of his other films, any other work before, so I don't know what else he can do outside of Spider-Man. So this will be again, like, it will be interesting territory. And but listen, you say Jude Law and Andy is there, so
I mean, good point. We have a super chat actually too, but first one here, Jennifer's got this good question here. Name your favorite Star Wars film, name your most underrated Star Wars film, and name your most hated. Saying hers is Episode 5 is her favorite, Episode 1 is her underrated, Episode 8 is her most hated. Do you want to go first, or do you want me to go first?
Oh, well, of course you asked me. Well, I don't want to be rude, so I will go first then. I think Episode 8 is the most underrated Star Wars film. Like,
Okay.
I think Rian Johnson took risks with the Star Wars universe that fans were just not used to.
Mm-hmm.
My most hated Star Wars film, Episode 3. But I will say this. I have no problem with Hayden Christensen, and I'm excited to see what he's going to do on this show. With I think Hayden Christensen just got dealt a bad hand. I know in the past I said I didn't always connect with his acting in those films, but also I haven't seen this film in a very long time. So now I'm excited to kind of not have that in my mind anymore and kind of go in a fresh perspective. And then that was it. Most hated and most underrated.
Favorite.
And my favorite. It has to be either Episode 7 or 7 or Rogue One. 7 was the first time I get to see a Star Wars movie in theaters. I watched it with my big sister, and like, it was again like, because I think one reason I was really drawn to the film was because of Oscar Isaac. Finally someone who looks like me in the Star Wars universe. And again, I don't mind the original trilogy. I like the original trilogy, but it's like, I think I'm in a generation that maybe don't connect as much with Luke Skywalker as I would do with someone like Rey or like with Poe. And so I think that's just my take on it.
Okay.
But it was also like, it was just something very magical about seeing a Star Wars movie in theaters for the first time. Like, because when I grew up, they weren't playing in theaters, and I wasn't even allowed to watch Star Wars when I was a kid. So those would be my three. What about you?
Favorite, probably Empire Strikes Back. I feel like that's always been my favorite for a long time. Underrated. I think that's a good question. Underrated, I'm not 100%. I think Solo is underrated. I feel like people don't really like that movie as much as I think it deserves. I feel like it gets a lot of bad rep because of the fact they just didn't do a Harrison Ford Han Solo film, but it just would not work. And so
who was asking for Solo? That's the funny thing.
Okay. Well, I mean, that's true, but I overall enjoyed the film. I overall enjoyed it. Most hated, I'd say Episode 2, Attack of the Clones. I know they just had a panel today for the 20th anniversary of the film, but I just that's my least favorite, is Attack of the Clones. But that's just me, But we, speaking of Star Wars, we have something significant to talk about. Spoilers, everybody. Spoilers for Obi-Wan episodes 1 and 2. So Andy, let's get into this.
Ladies and gentlemen, Obi-Wan Kenobi has dropped the first 2 episodes on Disney Plus. They actually dropped the first 2 episodes a couple hours earlier than expected. Decided to surprise everyone and be like, at midnight Eastern, 9 p.m. Pacific, Obi-Wan returns to Disney. And the first 2 episodes are now streaming on Disney Plus, and we're gonna talk about them. So let's just start with overall impressions of these 2 episodes. Jordan, what were your general takeaways from watching this? You could almost kind of call it a 2-part premiere.
Yeah, it's such a 2-part premiere. I really enjoyed it. I watched the first episode, and then I took an hour break and came back and watched the second episode for my reactions. The more I thought about it after just thinking about that hour break from episodes 1 and 2, the more I really liked episode 1. of the show. The more I liked how they started it, how they showed a different Obi-Wan, and what I loved, and we're talking spoilers, so you've been warned, we're talking spoilers for Obi-Wan. What I love so much is that they did not reveal Leia in the marketing. Thank God. I would have really been upset if they would have revealed that Leia is a significant role in this show, at least for the first 2 episodes. I would have hated it. Now, I think they did tease it a little, where there may have been some shots, I think, of certain things, but they hid that she's actually in the show. And what I liked is that they actually revealed he's the reason that he goes off world. I thought that was really smart. But I overall enjoy it. I like the tone of it. I think Deborah Chow, who worked on The Mandalorian season 2, directing an episode. I think I'm trying to remember what episode she directed, or I think she might have directed multiple. But her taking on this show, she did a great job. I really like the locations, and I have a lot of questions about that third sister, Reva. I have a lot of questions about that character. But what are your overall thoughts about how they handled these first 2 episodes, and are you excited for the third one?
Yeah, I have always been a little disconnected from Star Wars since the last episode 9 came out. It was just something about the fandom and whatnot. Obi-Wan was actually a show I was like really, really excited for, because initially there was actually a Persian screenwriter who was developing it, and then we don't know what happened. But Ewan McGregor is, he's a phenomenal actor, and like I would love to, I will watch him wherever I can. So it was, but because also I hadn't followed a lot of these things, it was nice to be able to go in with a surprise, with no preset thought process of how things were going to look like, what characters we're going to meet. Like, I didn't know about any, who was starring in it. I know, if Leia was ever rumored, then I completely missed it. But that actress, she is freaking phenomenal. Like,
She's
I'm
great.
like, I was sitting there being like, how old is she? So that was phenomenal, and just hearing the familiar, hearing the familiar soundtrack again, just being back in that universe, because I really haven't watched Star Wars since episode 9. So it was, again, like, it's, as far as like, like 2-hour premiere, like, like a series premiere to anything, like, this is definitely one of my favorite ones in a while. Again, just being surprised, it was refreshing. Oh no, Jennifer, how on God's earth can you hate episode 3? Wait, hold on, let me do my best impression. I hate you. For me, like, I had a lot of issues with the way that, like, here's the thing, I always knew Anakin would become a villain.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't like the execution of these were the factors that got into it. Like, I'm like, no, George, you could have done a little bit better here. Like, it's just like, Darth Vader is one of cinema's most iconic antagonists there ever has been. Like, when you hear the that's horrible, I know, but anyone on this planet can know what that sound is. So the fact that this was the progression of it, and I think it was, again, the film was just trying to distract the audience too much with, like, the great CGI, the effects, and so on. And also at that point, like, I was just like, if I hear Jar Jar Binks speak one more time, I will strangle something. So I'm sorry, Jennifer, that disappointed you. But more general, but more specifics. We meet a lot of new characters in this show. Do you have a favorite one? Which one were you more compelled by?
You mean new character?
New characters, yeah. Like, out of the new characters that because
I think for me, I think it's Reva, because she seems to have a personal issue with Obi-Wan. I like the fact that they haven't revealed it yet. Like, she is obsessed with him, and I'm wondering why specifically. Maybe something happened back, because okay, so I was going to ask you a couple specifics, but okay, so the opening of the episode, besides that little intro I told you about where they went through an abbreviated prequel run of Obi-Wan and Anakin, but that opening scene had another perspective of Execute Order 66, right? When that Jedi dies and the younglings are standing around her, and then they start running away down that long patch of hall, there's a girl. I'm not saying that's Reva, but I'm thinking one of those younglings was Reva, maybe. But I also think since they did say this, they made a point so that Inquisitors are Jedi who, of course, turn to the dark side and hunting their own. I think Reva was a youngling, of course, because she has the Force in her. I feel like she was a youngling that maybe something happened specifically with Obi-Wan that is the reason why she's been upset. Because I think they didn't say his name, but the fifth brother, the guy who slammed her against the wall and was saying you're obsessed with him. We've been searching for him for 10 years. I'm like, for 10 years, the whole time since the fall of the Jedi, they've been searching specifically for Obi-Wan. And it makes sense because Vader's like, find that shit. But they couldn't find him. I think there's something more going on than just the fact that she just can't find him, because they've been finding other Jedi. But why is Obi-Wan specifically the one she's, hunting? And she's going outside of the Inquisitor stuff, getting those bounty hunters, including Flea, the bass player from Red Hot Chili Peppers, to kidnap Leia, and then using them to send a signal to all bounty hunters, including a dinosaur dragon thing, to hunt Obi-Wan in the second episode. She's that obsessed. And yeah. So yeah, it was interesting.
Yeah, I definitely enjoy, they kept saying first is so much that I actually kept forgetting like what her like full name was. But Reva, yeah, she is definitely my biggest, the thing that the character that's drawing me in the most right now, aside from Obi-Wan. And there's like, I feel like there's going to be some big epic reveal, and I'm just looking. I'm excited. I mean, I don't know the name of the actor. I'm blanking on the name. So, but I almost pissed my pants. But because I'd seen like, I think we talked about it on Endless Multiverse like in the beginning, when they had revealed the Grand Inquisitor, and then he just died. I'm like, wait a minute, wasn't he like supposed to be a big deal?
He's not supposed to be dead. That's the thing.
Oh,
he's alive in Rebels, which takes place after this.
So you think there's a twist coming? I
feel like what's going to happen, and this is kind of what I was theorizing in my review of episode 2. I said that I think he's going to survive. She probably thinks he's dead, but he ain't dead. And she's going to be kicked out of the Inquisitors. She's not going to be an Inquisitor anymore because she tried to kill him. Or maybe they try to kill her and she escapes, and now she's just on a hunt on her own for Obi-Wan. I feel like that's what's going to happen. I could be wrong, but that's what I feel like is going to happen, just because he's alive in the timeline. So I don't know.
Something is going on.
Okay, so what do you think of how they handled Obi-Wan finding out about Anakin's still alive? I thought it was.
I could feel his pain, and that just speaks to how good the writing was and how good his acting is. I was very much like, holy. Like I could feel the chills with him, and then just that final shot was just perfect way to reintroduce
Anakin, and then Vader pull out. Yeah.
I'm also definitely curious about Kunal's character, Kumail.
Nanjiani. Yeah.
I did not know he was in the show, so I'm very interested what he's gonna.
I loved how he faked being a Jedi. I thought that was so funny. Obi-Wan picked it up right away, but
because he was talking so like, I don't know, this is gonna sound really dumb, but like he talked way too modern. Like he talked like I could like just see him around the corner, like yeah, the Force is great, woohoo, yeah, that's gonna be this much credits, like, oh come on y'all, let's go.
He's like, I'm in your mind. They don't say that when they're I'm in your mind, like he's Professor X.
Yeah, exactly. That was funny.
I liked how they got Bail Organa. I mean, it makes sense with Leia, but we have Bail Organa back from the prequels. He was, of course, Rogue One. We got to see Jimmy Smits back again as Bail Organa. That was really cool. And the fact
that actor's awesome.
I love that actor. And the fact that he went to Tatooine and said, "What are you doing, man? I asked you to help go save her. You're supposed to protect her too. Come on." I thought that was
I know that what's her name? The actress who plays Ali Alston on Super Low, she's going to be on this apparently.
Oh, really? In the show?
Yeah, on Wikipedia it says like the fourth sister.
Oh, she might have already Wait, was she in the second episode?
I don't know. Like I just saw it.
Hold on. You said the fourth sister?
Yeah, and she's like an inquisitor or something.
I may look this up. The
and
fourth
not knowing anything about Star Wars for 5 minutes straight.
Star Wars. Hold on. What to do? Let's see if I can find an image.
Cool.
Yeah. Yeah. You're saying she's playing the fourth sister, right?
Yeah.
It's pop. There's an image of her.
Well, throw it up.
Well, maybe that wasn't. Hold on.
Because I don't know if he was in that. Because I was so focused on like Obi's journey that I didn't pay attention to it. Like I didn't know until afterward.
Well, maybe this wasn't her. Let's see. Throw that up. Okay, that's my screensaver. Sorry. Here we go. That image right here. I don't know if that was her in episode 2, but I think that's her. Maybe.
I guess we'll have to rewatch. But yeah, no, she's everywhere this year. Superman, Lois, Star Wars. She's having a good year with those paychecks.
Anything else for the episodes? Or I mean,
I'm trying to. I think I was just very impressed by the actors who played Leia. Like it was just
spunky as hell.
Spunky as I mean, it's weird not having Carrie around anymore. Like it's weird that we lost her, but she was like. I bet you if Carrie had seen her, she would have been so proud.
How did you like the part where Obi-Wan was referencing Padme talking to Leia? That you remind me of somebody.
It made me sad for two reasons. One, because I'm like, Natalie Portman is amazing, but secondly, I'm like, but those movies were so shitty. It was so shitty that I couldn't care too much. But but the thing is, like, no matter how much I feel about a certain film or whatever in this universe, it means something to these characters. So it matters to me, of course. Yeah, no, I'm excited to see where these other episodes are gonna go. I think it'll be a lot of fun.
Oh yeah. Okay, so you ready to get into some Q&A?
We're gonna get into some Q&A, guys. So if you
hit that theme, here we go. Q&A. No, hold on, I gotta play it again. Click Q&A. Q&A. Ask us questions, or we'll fucking leave.
It's like literally just a Spider-Man theme song every time, but then you keep saying it like.
No, I don't mean it. But welcome to the Q&A portion, guys. We're going to be answering your guys' questions. Live questions time. And I first want to pull up.
We got 14 likes.
You Spider-Man 1 turned 20.
Hey, yo.
That's good. We have
I was 8 years old when that film came out.
How many likes do we have?
We have 14 likes so far right now. So let's try to get to 30. Let's try to get 30 before, because we're capping up at 10:30. And so you will have us for 32 minutes. Yes. And so
yes.
15 likes now. We're at 15 likes.
Let's try to get up to 30. Let's get past the 20. It's been kind of
I think a lot of people are watching stuff today, that come out, because today was a very busy Friday.
I honestly was forgetting throughout the day that Stranger Things dropped, because Obi-Wan, I was just so focused on getting those things recorded and edited. It's taking a lot of time. Andy, you should watch the Clone Wars.
Everyone has been getting on my case on it for 2 years, and I will try at some point.
How was the Batman? Awesome.
Which episode was that though?
It was Riddler. It was Riddler.
That's a fun one.
His first appearance, and I honestly was like, my God, some of these riddles are crazy. Have you seen the original Spider-Man PS4 trailer done with the Spectacular Spider-Man theme? I have not. I should watch that. I have not seen that. But I mean, I love that. I miss that theme. I miss hearing it each week, because I loved hearing that theme song each week.
Yep.
I really a little dance.
It was the last time we had a good Spider-Man cartoon.
Oh, yeah. During the Obi-Wan, they had Tamora Morrison as a clone in the episode 2. The beggar for change.
I need to rewatch these episodes. I clearly missed it.
That was him as a clone.
Hold on. I don't hate these Marvel Disney Plus shows. Good Lord, no. I like. Do you know how much I gush about Hawkeye and WandaVision? Again, by the end of Moon Knight, I was a little more convinced. I still hate that British accent. But I'm excited for She-Hulk. I just think that CGI in the trailer looks garbage right now, and I'm hoping by the time we get to the
Well,
premiere.
I'll read this, but they did release on Disney Plus a trailer with updated CGI. It seems.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yes.
We'll have to
Rogue
watch
One
it.
is the Star Wars version of The Departed. Sorry, I missed your super chat, Naruto. Sorry, we were trying to get to Obi-Wan stuff because we want to get to Q&A, but I that's a good observation. It's a good point. But thank you for the super chat. Sorry we missed it. Do you guys think Legends will be saved thanks to the billboard and the trending around countries on Netflix?
Netflix has to pay money to Warner Bros. That they're not going to want to pay. So
yeah, Netflix is not gonna. No, Netflix won't save it. If there's any chance, which
Batwoman will be saved on HBO Max, but there, other than that,
yeah, he's not saying Batwoman is gonna be saved. He's saying out of the two, Batwoman is more likely because it's not there's no Netflix streaming deal. Batwoman's already on HBO Max.
Yeah, so it's easier. It's easy. Like they're like essentially like paying themselves.
Because me and Andy talked about this, and he made a point that I didn't think about because I was trying to think of all the different scenarios. But he made the point: HBO Max, Warner Bros. Discovery would have to pay out the contract for Legends from Netflix to get the show back, so they could continue to make it.
Yeah, because the problem right now, guys, is that Legends is now going to be stuck on Netflix for another 2 or 3 years. The original deal with the CW shows was that once the show has ended their broadcasting run, they will then be stuck on Netflix for an amount of years, so that all seasons are streaming at the same time. So and then the licensing goes up, and then they go from there. So Legends, I think Arrow will be leaving Netflix next year or the year after that. As Supergirl and Black Lightning will likely leave in 2024 or 5. And Flash will, whenever Flash ends, add 3-4 years after that, and then that's when it will leave. So I'm more curious to know like when Smallville is leaving Hulu and into HBO Max, because I know Smallville is streaming on HBO Max in other countries. So it would just make sense for Smallville, one of the best streaming TV shows of all time, to be on HBO Max, not on freaking Hulu.
So Jake is saying Arrow's on Netflix 2025.
Is that verified? Because again, I keep seeing so many different that it's either 3 or 4 years or it's 5 years, because it ended in 2020.
Yeah.
So, we're now in year, Greg Weisman and that team deserves to work as much and as humanly possible, because they are just, it's a phenomenal team. So yeah, hopefully we will hear something soon. Because I was talking to a friend about it today. Are they airing the final 2 episodes together next week, or are they doing like 25 and then 26?
I didn't hear anything different. Are they doing that? Or did you hear that from somebody, or you just?
It's always 26 episodes. I just wonder, are they gonna? Because I know that when they premiered, they did like 3 episodes or something. So that because we're now heading into the final stretch,
I'm thinking they're going to air them. Not back to back. I would assume they would spread it out. And I'm wondering if the reason there's no season 5 renewal announcement is because they're waiting to see how the last 2 episodes do and how the show overall does when it's done. Maybe. I don't know, because I feel like maybe if it was still Warner Brothers, they may have already announced season 5, but now it's Warner Brothers Discovery. They have to make the choice. It's now under different leadership. So maybe.
Well, I'm sure that they'll be able to track how the show has been doing, the whole.
But I'm wondering if like maybe at the end of season 4 they announce season 5, like the last day the season finale airs, they announce season 5.
That's one way to build up hype and to get people to like click more and so on. I'm looking on the Young Justice Wikia that is provided with a lot of reliable people. I'm looking at episodes. It looks like 25 will air as just as a regular episode, whatever you call it, and then the episode 26 will air on June 9th.
I do hope they go that route, because what they did with Loki is at the end of the Loki season 1, they announced Loki season 2 in the credit sequence. I'm not saying they're going to do that for Young Justice season 4, because they didn't do that for.
But it would be fucking cool if they did it.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if the credit sequence, because the credit sequences for Young Justice season 4 has been really interesting, where some stuff is happening or whatever, and you hear audio, you see there's something that's adding to the narrative besides just credits. But I wouldn't be surprised if they broke the fourth wall and had somebody reading off a piece of paper from HBO Max or from DC saying you're renewed for season 5. But I feel like what they're probably going to
Wait, I know exactly what they need to do. They need to have fucking Kaylee Cuoco as Harley Quinn just come and being like, "Yo, bitches, guess what? Season 3 of Harley Quinn is coming back this summer." But also, that other show you just watched, yeah, you're good. You get a season 5. We will come back in 2025. Yo,
what I think they might do is they'll air the season finale, and then a little bit later they're going to wait and then go, okay, guys, you're getting season 5. Because I bet it's going to end on such a way that they have to have a season 5. I would.
okay, the joint is it's doing well for them. Here's Journey asks, does Tyler's Team Wolf interfere with Superman Lois filming? Nope. So here's the thing: the movie had started filming before Superman Lois season 3 had finished. So what Tyler's doing now, he's filming his stuff, and then he's gonna go on hiatus because they're not gonna start filming Superman Lois season 3 until late fall. So that's it will be fine. That's the thing, because I always had a hunch that like he's gonna be able to, like, as long as they're still filming the movie, then he can show up later and do do back unit stuff, whatever it's called. But it's, I don't know if Derek is gonna have a huge role in the film. So, but I think it will be, I think it's gonna be fun to see him back.
Thank you, Jennifer. You first hit episode 3. Now you can't. Now you haven't seen the Clone Wars. Clone Wars is far the best Star Wars show. I don't care how good Obi-Wan is. Well, I mean, I'm glad that he actually gave Obi-Wan a shot. This is the guy. He has said he hasn't seen Star Wars, anything Star Wars related, since 2019's Rise of Skywalker. So the fact that he gave Obi-Wan a shot is a good thing. So maybe he will get into Clone Wars. Maybe, who knows? Maybe he'll find the time. Maybe.
I'm so sorry to disappoint you. I will try during the hiatus because the fall we're not gonna have a lot of shows to watch, at least on my plate. So I hear you.
There's not that much happening. No, you're right. Most of it,
we have Stargirl, and there's still gonna be Marvel shows and stuff like that. But also I want to try and get into not just sci-fi and fantasy stuff. I want to try and get into Cobra Kai eventually. Like right now, I don't know how this happened, but I got into Suits. That legal drama on USA Network with Patrick J. Adams, who you might guys remember as Our Man on Live Smart for one episode before they killed him off. Oh,
and they tease it up as such, because he shows up at the end of season 1 finale. I'm a part of the Justice Society of America.
He's dead.
It's Our Man. One episode of season 2, dead.
Yeah, he's really talented though on Suits. I agree with you, Jake. I think Ragnarok had just too much comedy for me. That's why I think, because everyone kept hyping it up so much. So like when I actually went to see, I'm like, okay, what was the big like? What was it like? Again, I would say it's way better than For the Dark World, absolutely. But I was like, you people hype things up too much sometimes. So.
Yeah,
so that's why I'm trying to keep my expectations like mildly realistic for Love and Thunder.
Did you go see the Cobra Kai season 5 trailer? We did not.
Did that drop today too?
No, that dropped like a while back.
Okay. I was like, oh my god, Netflix is just not holding back today.
Here's the top 5 portrayals of Spider-Man outside of comics, is my opinion. I'd like to hear take number 5, Andrew Garfield. Number 4, Insomniac. Okay. 90s animated series, Spectacular Spider-Man, and Raimi. I like your list. I like it.
No Holland? I'm not judging. I'm just curious.
Yeah, I didn't think about that until you just said it, but I would say personally for me, I think Spectacular is up there. I don't know if it's maybe it's better than Tom because he's faced so many other characters in that, and we had more story with Spectacular, and same thing with 90s Spider-Man. It's kind of hard, but yeah, interesting choices. But I mean, hey, I'm not complaining because all the versions you picked are good.
That's again. I think video game. I think is just that's an interesting inclusion. I will say this: my number 1 Spider-Man is Andrew Garfield because I think that's the because he came in the era when I was like, like close to finishing high school, and kind of like, it was more kind of like with my generation, if that makes sense. Raimi, Tobey Maguire like he's always gonna be a second close, and I think that's why I put Tom Holland as well, and then Spider-Man animated series number 3, then Spectacular, and then Insomniac as number 5, because I don't really feel we've gotten to know much of this Peter in the Insomniac universe. So, and I think that with if anything, I think that Miles has been such a great addition to his story to kind of flesh out like what kind of character he can be in this continuity. So,
I love they added Miles. It was so cool, and the fact that they gave him his own game was
yeah,
awesome.
and they can, and the thing is that they proved that you can have a universe where both Spider-Man together.
Mm-hmm.
So how about you get on that, Sony Pictures? Anyway, so why am I getting so aggressive?
I don't know if I'd be able to rank, but I would say my list is probably pretty close to yours. I don't know. It'd be kind of hard to figure out who I would want to put in there. So this is something. So they also dropped the Willow trailer, which is a sequel series to that Willow film Lucasfilm did a long time ago with Warwick Davis, of course. I've not seen the film. I have it on my list of things I want to watch, and I heard the Willow trailer is great, and I've heard good things about Willow, the film. So I do want to see it so that I can actually watch this trailer, because I don't want to watch the trailer. I wouldn't understand any of the context, because people are saying, because the people who've seen the film are commenting on the trailer saying, oh my God, this is taking me back to the film. I'm like, well, I haven't seen it, so I can't watch, because I feel like I wouldn't understand anything. Because people are saying it's visually gorgeous. It looks beautiful. There's a lot of great, work with the CG and the locations. And I'm like, I really want to watch the trailer, but I can't. I've seen the movie. Have you seen the Willow movie? Have you seen it?
Like, I don't know, like 10, 15 years ago. I don't remember it that much. That's why I was like,
I'm also kind of worried because I also watched The Dark Crystal for Patreon back when I had my Patreon, and people love that movie, and I honestly didn't like it that much. I thought certain aspects of Dark Crystal was awesome, but I didn't overall like the movie that much. But that was just me. I felt maybe I would have felt different if I watched it when I was a kid, but I did not watch it when I was a kid.
a couple super chats. One from Victor. Thank you so much. Do you think they should have done the Warner Gold TV show? Yes.
Yes.
Yes, I think that they should have. Here's what I think CW should have done. They should have put it, and I think they should have, like, because they weren't happy with the script apparently. So what I would have done is I would have, if I was Mark Pedowitz, brother, if you're listening, catch up. I would have had them put in the next pilot cycle for the next pilot season, redevelop it, because if we can fucking redevelop Powerpuff Girls, and I'm sure as hell we can redevelop a Wonder Girl that has way more importance. I was frankly pissed off. I was really pissed off, and I was really hoping that we would actually get that show, because I think Yara is, from the little that I read about her, she's a fun character. So I think they should have just moved it to the next pilot season, redevelop it, get another angle on it. But listen, we've seen old projects. Listen, Titans was supposed to happen on TNT originally, and then it got scrapped. And then 2 years later,
I remember that. There were rumors for years of who was going to be popping up in that Titans TNT show. They were saying Dick Grayson, Barbara Gordon as Oracle, and Beast Boy. Like they're
it was essentially what the Titans actually ended up doing. The only difference was that Roy was supposed to be a big part of it, because this is so embarrassing for people who have followed my podcasting career. You're about to hear one of the most ridiculous chapters of my DC podcast adventures. So Titan gets announced, and I get the Twitter handle, I have that, I have everything ready, and just waiting for updates every week. So every once in a while there would be an update from TNT's president that the script has come in, and we're gonna explore Roy Harper with the drugstore and so on. And then I think Jeff Johns said something that they were gonna start filming in the spring of 2017 or something like that. And then there was a mysterious Titans writers account or something that would they kept posting images of the characters on the comics. We don't know if they actually was the real writers account or if it was something like someone from marketing or whatever. But there were people thinking that something was going. They were teasing what was being set up, and then that's the TCA year where Kevin Riley just confirmed that we're not moving forward. I was devastated. was like, I bought all these comics. I have been ready. I have a theme song. We have a logo. We have everything. And then but then it didn't come to fruition eventually. It was by the same team, which is the only difference was that Greg Berlanti was added to it, and that they were doing it on a streaming service. But that was it was exhausting. Do you think they should have done the Wonder Girl TV show?
Oh, of course. I really hated the fact that they had announced it and then it just fell apart. And they literally announced it was in development and then they canceled it like a month later. Like they didn't give really much time. And it was really irritating. And I'm wondering, do we actually know the reason why?
Like, I think it was also a pandemic reason, because I think that year was like when a lot of things were like, I think this was like in the midst of the pandemic, the way, when like we didn't know what was going on. The shows started, stopped filming. But it was, I definitely wonder like what, again, I'd heard something about the script or whatever, so I don't know how reliable that is, but like, yeah, so basically, so here's the timeline how it was. So they announced it on November 16, 2020. On February 9, 2021, a report had said that Wonder Girl and Painkiller were still being considered for the network. And then 3 days later, it got canceled because the showrunner tweeted out, she tweeted out the following: "Some sad news for all of those asking. Wonder Girl is not getting picked up at the CW. I was very proud of the script I wrote. Wish I could have shared the world I created, but unfortunately, it wasn't meant to be. Thanks for the enthusiasm. It meant a lot to me." And that's kind of the last she ever spoke about it. But
I would love to talk with her about what she wrote, if she's allowed to even talk about it. Because
nope, she will not be allowed to talk about it.
That's unfortunate. I would love to know what she was writing with it, because, like you said, and I thought it was like a month later they announced it and then they canceled it. But the fact is that it got a lot of people excited. Like they're doing Wonder Girl. Like it's not the Wonder Girl people were thinking, like Donna, but like they were doing a version of Wonder Girl. They had Yara, and the fact that they could have finally introduced someone in the Arrowverse that's tied in, because of course they've teased Themyscira. They hinted at Wonder Woman, not really.
What do you mean hinted at? She's like, KK literally said, like if I would dress up as anyone, it would be Wonder Woman, and we literally went to Themyscira.
Oh yeah, I forgot that line. I forget sometimes what they reference, because it's like
it's fine. Aquaman is there too somewhere, according to Luke Fox.
Have you watched the first two Karate Kid films? I did a long time ago. I rewatched them after me and my wife got obsessed with Cobra Kai and saw all the connections they were tying in. Like, oh yeah, that, yeah. Have you seen the films or what?
I saw the first original one, but
you definitely need to watch the second and third film to fully understand Cobra Kai.
I mean, if I watch a show, I will just
whatever. Do what you gotta do. Don't hate me, Jordan, but I got a Blu-ray of the Teen Titans Go to the movies. I hate you. Kidding, Jennifer. I don't hate you.
Wait, what's the joke I'm missing?
I hate Teen Titans Go.
So, I mean, I do too. I will say that I did watch Teen Titans Go to the movies, and it was kind of hilarious. But also, I wasn't drunk, but I was definitely like mellow, so that I did laugh more than I probably should have.
What's happening with Wonder Woman 3? They're still developing it. There's no.
I think they're filming it next year, apparently.
Oh, I didn't know that part, but.
Well, I mean, like, it's definitely one of Patty and Gall's next project they're still working on. Like, but it's like it is happening. They're definitely moving forward.
At least not nights. That's a good point. Good point. At the end of the Flash, did Caitlin forget about this thing called Flashpoint where Barry?
Clearly, she did.
That's a good point.
I wasn't even angry about what Barry did. I was like, nope, that's exactly what I would have done too.
I was thinking the same thing, man. I was sitting there going, first of all, I love the close-up shot of him when he's sending the lightning out and the lightning in his eyes. I thought that was a really cool stylistic choice to show him like that close-up shot of him as he's sending the lightning everywhere. I'm like, this has to happen because Caitlyn's going down a dark path. And people are commenting saying, did he just create Killer Frost by destroying all that shit from Caitlyn? I'm like, I get your point because Killer Frost is a villain, so we're implying that Caitlyn's gonna go villain. Because I was saying, how does Caitlyn go back to Team Flash at Star Labs now? How did she walk in without it being awkward?
Well, I mean, awkward. I mean, that would be funny. Because I remember what did she say when I talked to her? Hold on, because she said something very interesting when I asked her about I had asked her something about like, I'm sure this won't be wrapped up by the end of the season, but let me see. I'm trying to find, because again, it was interesting what she meant with that. What the crappers is that? Um, I asked her, without giving any spoilers, would you say that by the time we get to the season finale, we see Caitlyn being a little closer to normalcy? Normalcy as one can get with having a sister with powers who was inside of you this whole time before getting separated and then sacrificing herself to save the city. If this story taught us anything, is that grief isn't completely gone and always with us in one way or the other. Here's what she said. You guys can read it on theflashbuckets.com or go watch the video. I don't think so. I don't think that the grief and the loss of Frost are going to be wrapped up that nicely by the end of the season. I don't think we're going to get the resolution that you're looking for, unfortunately. So this could be something they're working into season 9. Did we see your super chat, Jennifer? Hold on. Let's see. Was it this one?
Yeah, because I jokingly said, Jennifer, that I do hate you, but I'm kidding. I hate you. Thank you.
If that was the one, Jennifer, then yes, we did see it. Otherwise, just remind us and we will.
Question: what do you think of the recent Monsterverse stuff that's going on? TV series, the Call of Duty tie-in, and now with this
one now,
the King Kong and Godzilla are in Call of Duty. Like they're all, there's like a map where there's a giant Godzilla, giant King Kong, and you're fighting on this war zone map or some shit. I don't fucking know, dude. The TV series for I think it's for Apple. I think they're making the TV series for Apple. Yeah.
Why is it on Apple?
I want to know why it's on Apple.
How did you fucking mess that deal up? I don't understand. I understand they can give you a bigger budget, but at the same time, Warner Brothers, it is your.
It's Legendary. It's not Warner Brothers.
Yeah, well, Legendary is.
Well, I think Legendary did this because Warner Brothers screwed them over with same day and date without telling them. There was a whole lawsuit that was going to go to court. Of course, it didn't happen, but they were going to take Warner Brothers to court over it because they were basically saying, we're going to put Godzilla versus King Kong and Dune out on HBO Max same day and date, which they did. And yeah. So I think the response, I think, is the fact that they weren't going to give them the TV series. But now there's a new potential spinoff film in the works, or not a spinoff, but a film with
Dan Stevens.
Yes, and I think the Adam Wingard is returning from Godzilla versus Kong to direct. It's interesting. We'll see what they do. People are saying this is like a sequel to Godzilla versus Kong. They're going to fight again. Potentially. Who are they? But who's going to be the third act fight again? Is it going to be another Mech Godzilla? Is it going to be something else? What the hell's going on?
I think that not, because I remember reading something that Legendary was like they were in final stage of like getting more MonsterVerse characters ownership. So I think that they're obviously gonna have more, and it's like another new villain or something.
Because they had to, because they announced the rights for King Ghidorah and Mothra and Rodan after the first Godzilla movie for Godzilla King of the Monsters. And then of course they combined for King Kong with I think Universal, and yeah, so that they would have to go to Toho to get other monsters. They would have to get the licensing.
They would do. I think they would do.
Oh yeah, I feel like they're probably going to pull. I'm trying to think, who would they pull though? Because they pulled the heavy hitters. They pulled Mothra, King Ghidorah. Unless they do Mecha King Ghidorah, which would be awesome. I love that version of King Ghidorah.
Super chat from Jennifer. Favorite horror movie? Thank you so much, Jennifer. Mine is 1980s The Fang.
Original Halloween. I love that movie. The original Halloween. I'm not a big horror fan, but I love the original Halloween. But that's just me. Let me get
Walter Hamada's career.
I thought you were going to say Arrow season 4.
No, I'm kidding about both fronts.
Hey, leave Walter Hamada alone. He's a good
okay. Unfriended does not get a lot of love. It's a very different type of horror movie. It takes place inside of a girl's, like from her point of view from her MacBook. She's Skyping with her friends, and then something weird starts happening. I would go check it out, guys, if you haven't. But thank you, Jennifer, so much.
I love that movie. My friends, you made me feel old. I saw all 4 Karate Kids, and yes, there is a fourth. Yeah, there is a fourth, the new Karate Kid, in theaters. Cobra Kai is like a love letter to my childhood. I mean, it literally, Cobra Kai is a love letter, and I'm telling you, they're going to tie in that 4th Cobra Kai movie, not Cobra Kai, Karate Kid. They're going to tie in the new Karate Kid. I get that shit mixed up.
Although it would be funny if it gets like 6 seasons in a movie, and then community fans are just like, "What the fuck, man?"
Just got a DVD of the Green Lantern movie, Green Lantern First Flight. Good
Good
choice. Good choice. I like that movie a lot. I really did. Did you guys see my Holland take? Where's your Holland take? Let's see. Well, I think it was higher up if I remember correct. Okay. I haven't been
You do it. You click it.
I haven't been into Tom until No Way Home because it felt like they were missing so much of what I associate with the Spider-Man and what I like about him. Now with No Way Home ended, I think I might finally get I hear you because
that was me actually. Like that's almost identical. Like I liked him in the other movies, but I felt like there's too much. I think the biggest misstep was connecting him to Iron Man. I think there should have been a different character to connect with, but by the end of it, like we get it's so funny because like it's the end of a trilogy, but it's almost like they're going back to the beginning in a lot of ways. But this time it's like it is like he has no access anymore. He has to he's gonna have to work like a lot of jobs and like maybe become a photographer finally. Like he's gonna struggle with bills and he's gonna like he doesn't like he can't just let his costume get destroyed all the time. He can just go make a new one.
Yeah, I think they did a interesting twist with that where literally the ending of the film is basically the real beginning of Spider-Man. He made his own suit. He's by himself. There's no start tech. It's just him. And I think that's an interesting approach because that would establish the next trilogy, if they were to do another trilogy with Tom, which I think they will, to where he's really becoming Spider-Man. Like this is like him truly becoming who he wanted to be. And Naruto has a good thing here, was saying his favorite horror movie is Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey.
I just read about it today and I could not stop laughing.
It's so weird. It's so weird. It's so weird. They just failed to make him an ordinary guy with money problems and made it to where Iron Man takes care of it. Yeah, and the thing is too, I think the reason why they did that is because they wanted to take a different approach, because we saw how Sam Raimi did with the trilogy. We saw what they did with Andrew Garfield, of course, his 2 films. They wanted to make it different. Of course, they made changes between Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield, but now we're going into the MCU with all these other heroes, and it's not just Spider-Man by himself. They had to go a different approach. It doesn't mean that it was the right choice. But now they're taking it back because they've already done the different approach. Now they're going to make him more what we kind of think of as Peter Parker from the comics and stuff. Now because he's already went through so much, and that cannot be taken away. Like that helped him grow as a character to be thrusted into this world, fighting other heroes immediately after meeting Iron Man, and then being sent to Titan and fighting Thanos, and getting snapped away for 5 years, and coming back, fighting in the biggest battle of all fucking time, and then meeting other versions of himself, essentially, and then losing Aunt May. And now no one remembers him as Peter Parker Spider-Man. They just know Spider-Man. They don't know it's him. And so he's by himself. It's crazy how they pulled that off.
Now, before we get going, Victor, if you're still in here, we're gonna honor the other part of your super chat that you wanted with me cackling like a nutcase. Well. If Petty had like an audio definition, this would be it. I found the audio background of me actually recording, so I'm wondering if I'm just gonna just put that laugh at any clip now where I'm just petty against someone. So there you go. We have a super from Jennifer. Chainsaw, what was your favorite Clone Wars arc? For me, it is the Citadel storyline.
It's a good choice. You know, I think the Siege of Mandalore might be the best arc, which was season 7. I believe that's what it was called. Because that arc with Ahsoka fighting Maul, and then from the animated side, from Clone Wars perspective, we saw execute Order 66 accomplish. From their perspective, it was really well done. Oh no! Oh no!
Not yet.
It's always the end. It's always the end.
Yeah, we're doing 50 more minutes actually. So
what's funny is that we have been an hour and 30 in, and no one has said a phrase, because I guess it hasn't really been said on the Flash, right? At least recently, so why people say it. But there is something that we used to play a lot. I love the username. Don't believe in Grace. I love it.
Don't believe in Grace.
I love it. I would love to.
We are not right now at 19 likes, so we're gonna go for 15 more minutes, guys. We can get to 30 likes. Come on, you all got this.
30 likes.
Could we see another network make their own Arrowverse version, like another their own superhero TV universe, or do you mean just? What does that mean? What what Arrowverse? Do you mean like a new Arrowverse with same characters but different actors?
No, I think he's probably talking about a universe full of different shows that are interconnected. And they've done that. They've had all the Law and Order shows.
Yeah, all the Chicago shows.
Yeah.
Grey's Anatomy has a couple spinoffs. They have there's another one. NCIS. Not that I don't really know who over the age of 50 actually watches that. Yeah, they have there are shared universes out there. So all the FBI shows. Oh my god, I forgot there were FBI shows. Good lord, how much focus do we need to actually put on law enforcement when I'm not gonna go there, but if you know, you know.
What did you say?
Wow, you have seriously leveled up.
Thank you for putting that in the chat. I really
that's what Barry's gonna say to Caitlin next time if she has powers.
Yeah, she walks in and he's like,
wow, you have seriously leveled up.
We would
exactly like he's gonna put on his Caitlin wig and be like, wow, you're seriously level up, and she's like, you're making fun of me.
Okay, so here's what I'm gonna play a contrast here. This was Caitlin. This seriously was Caitlin at the season 8 premiere.
Wow, you have seriously leveled up.
This is Caitlin at the end of this week's episode of The Flash to Barry. Fuck! What the fuck? God damn it! She's upset that Barry found out her secret plans.
Oh my god!
I had to because that works because they're literally next to each other on the list here.
And then she's gonna go.
Suit me up, Uncle Alfred.
She looks so damn proud of what she's saying. That's the dumbest part. She looks so damn proud.
And she's gonna suit up, and Barry's gonna turn to her, dressed up as Killer Frost, and go,
I think that you leave a trail of bodies every damn place that you go.
With the blue makeup and the blue lipstick and the white skin and the white wig.
And then
I can see him working that booty though. Oh my god! Oh. Fuck you.
And then while all this is going on, Warren Christie's Batman's going to show up and say,
Can we trust him?
For no reason. We don't know what Harvey is doing in the
see Bruce Wayne Batman, he shows up, says that, and then leaves. First time ever as Batman.
And then
Well, this is a complication.
Is
that
that
was actually the wrong clip. I was supposed to break this one.
Obviously, this particular comment didn't age too well.
I was going to ask, is that what Caitlin says when she accidentally kills the rest of the cast of The Flash? And how are we going to do season 9 at this point?
Yeah.
Well, this is a complication. How are we going to do the show now?
Oh my god! No, she will go resurrect Hunter Zolomon, and then they get their happy ending. No, I want Snowstorm. Give me Snowstorm.
Oh, I got exclusive footage from the Flash season 9.
That means you haven't known the triumphs and defeats, the epic highs and lows of high school football. But you will.
But you will. In case you were wondering how Flash season 9 is going to play out, there you go.
It's gonna be a Riverdale crossover. That's what's
God,
gonna
can you
happen.
imagine Barry just runs in there? You don't understand shit. Okay. Another reason why Clone Wars is my favorite because it was not afraid to kill people, and some episodes are like, that's true. They killed people in that show, surprisingly. Yeah. Let's see.
We're gonna do 10 more minutes and then we're gonna wrap it up, guys. So we have 9
9
more lags before we get to 30. So let's do this.
I'll be honest. Caitlyn being antagonist would be a nice full cycle moment of her comic self, and don't mind it. But knowing CW, everything will be all resolved. I mean, that's
I mean, Daniel. I mean, I literally just read a quote where Daniel said, like, I don't think you're gonna get the resolution you're looking for by the end of the season.
Yeah, she's probably gonna go the route of villain. Probably, yeah. Or she's not gonna be on Team Flash anymore. Let's see here. Oh,
This is just such a random response. Like, Allegra's facial reaction this week were funny.
her facial expressions are always weird. What are you talking about? It's a constant.
Wait, what's weird about it?
Well, like this I pulled this clip from her this week. I can't get over his face. I can't. I really
I
can't.
can't either.
And it's so weird. That was from last season, Cisco's final episode.
You have fun with that one.
Yeah. That's fucking great.
Well, I'm. If you're happy having nightmares, go for it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I remember that sequence. Yeah.
Wait. What did he say? Wait.
So it's when Barry was gone and Chester was saying, we're Team Flash or whatever. Is this all you have? And she's like, sure.
I love Sue.
Jordan, Andy, did you put your name on the goblet of fire?
Dude.
The books was like, Harry, did you put your name in the goblet of fire? No, Professor.
Harry, you put the name on the goblet of fire.
Like,
here's what I love. First of all, Dumbledore asked calmly what's the name, and it's not Dumbledore. He's not calm in that picture. He puts Jordan and Andy, but then he puts the rest of it all in one fucking word, just like combine all of
that's
it.
exactly what he does.
Good. That's a good question. Did you hear HBO will be cutting cost? Yes. Does this mean the Green Lantern show will be canceled? I don't think so. I could be wrong because I think. Andy's looking up somewhere. Did Supergirl?
Look, a hiding spot. I'm not saying a word. You keep talking.
Well, I guess I guess that answers the question. I guess that's unfortunate if it is canceled.
No, it's not canceled. Calm
Thank
down.
God. Thank God. Okay. Is anyone really interested in the Blue Beetle movie? Yes, we talked about it earlier. The suit looks awesome.
Don't fight me on this.
Suit looks great. 10 out of 10.
Look. I mean, look at this kick ass right here. Yeah. He'll Cobra Kai your ass like a beetle. I have no idea what I just said, but
I don't know either. I was like, what the fuck? I made the Dumbledore joke. Of course you did.
I love when they do like on like TikTok or whatever. So they're on Instagram reels like, oh, another does say thank you so much. I really like a Secret Avengers movie with Cap, Sam, and Widow that plays say between Civil War and Infinity War. Even that will probably never happen. I mean, they have done this before. They've done like films that take place in other eras. So I would say
only issue. Well, not the only issue. One of the issues is that Black Widow takes place after Civil War. So. And we know
where did she go after that? Like what did those three do after she convened them?
Yeah, that's the thing. They could have this take place after Black Widow and before, like maybe the film ends where we first see them appear in Infinity War in that sequence to save Scarlet Witch and Vision.
And the problem is then we'd also have to then see Scarlett Johansson again as Black Widow.
What's the issue with that?
I don't like her as Black Widow. I stopped like after I liked her in Winter Soldier, but after that I'm just like, fine, she's dead. Yeah, because I'm the reason. It's my fault that she's dead.
Of course it is.
5 more minutes, guys.
I saw you walk into Marvel Studios and rewrite Who Falls Off the Cliff. I saw.
Oh yeah. Because I could just my brown ass could just walk into Marvel Studios and be like, I'm like, what up, KF? How you doing, boo? Okay, here's the thing. We're gonna kill her off. We're gonna bring in Yelena, and we're gonna just do this thing. Yeah. Because so many of us brown people have that much power.
I saw you walk in.
Yeah. I wouldn't be tasered at all or anything. I wouldn't be arrested at all.
I was outside across the street with Bayou grass. It's Bayou, and we took photos of you walking in, and we saw you high-fiving Kevin and everything, and high-fiving Scarlett Johansson, saying, "Yeah, death," and she's like, "Yeah." I saw that.
Sure. That it's all my fault, I guess. I will repeat what I just said. If you like Scarlett Johansson's Black Widow, that's perfectly right within your right, and I'm happy you do. We can be subjective. We can have different opinions about fictional characters played by actors who are not the real characters. And for me, I just couldn't connect that much to Scarlett's Black Widow by the end. I think there were way more interesting female characters in that. Yeah. You know what? I was actually Red Skull this whole time.
It makes more sense.
It was Andy all along.
Oh my God, Agatha! It's you.
And I pushed her off the cliff too.
So, he's gonna have some collection of celebrity con pics in August. Awesome.
There you go.
We're excited. Who are you seeing? Do you know?
What con are you going to?
Yeah, what con? And do you know for sure who you're seeing? I need to know. And did you hear the Black Adam trailers dropping June 8th? What is that, by the way?
Yeah. Dwayne dropped
it.
Wednesday.
On a Wednesday. Of course, a Wednesday.
So you get the new episode of The Flash, and you get the Black Adam trailer.
Obi-Wan and then a Black Adam trailer. Woo! So thrilled.
Oh my God! He's like, I'm not gonna sleep.
Yeah, basically, because I gotta wake up fucking early for Obi-Wan. I love when the shows Disney Plus are airing because it's more content, but at the same time, I hate waking the fuck up. I hate my time zone. Basically, I hate it.
And also, you're gonna have to watch the Malowas on Tuesday night.
Just shoot me now. Just shoot me in the face. You're telling me that Scarlett Johansson got on Secret Fighting Crime? No, she doesn't go on Secret Fighting Crime. She doesn't. Or wait until I show the page. No. Oh, surprise. Okay, well, surprises. Because I was surprised some of the photos that were there. Like, oh, yeah. So the thing is, so they're cutting costs where they can. I think they probably see that Green Lantern is going to be a good source of spending money. So we'll see. But I feel like they're just cutting costs on stuff that they just don't think is going to do well. So I don't know, guys. All right, deal. All right. Well, guys, I think we'll start winding it down because we are ending here in 2-ish minutes. So we want to thank you guys so much for being here. We covered a lot of stuff. Of course, Obi-Wan spoilers. We covered that. He reacted to the Andor trailer. He reacted to that. And we covered other Star Wars stuff from Star Wars Celebration. We also talked about, of course, Thor Love and Thunder trailer, which was great. And we thank you guys so much for being here and being a part of the show. We really do appreciate it, guys. Any last thoughts, sir?
No, fun as well. Oh, good Lord. Okay, hold on. I will give up my thoughts. We can answer the super chats. Just got the Blu-ray of Justice League and Justice League Unlimited. Awesome. Thank you, Jennifer. That's great.
That is great.
And Jon Snow just wanted to say that as a supporter. So thank you. No, but yeah, this has been a great show. We're gonna get into we need a season 5. So let's get on it. But we will. Everyone have a great holiday weekend. We'll be back with episode 16 next week. 17. I'm so tired.
It's okay.
I'm old. So 17 next week. And remember, Zuma Lois comes back on Tuesday. So Jennifer,
thank you so much.
Okay, like she doesn't want to go to bed. Like, you know.
Essentially. Thank you, Jennifer. Thank you so much.
Thank you. So now, without further ado, let's get to multiverse.
Okay, guys, are you ready for the biggest thing? Real quick, Spectacular Spider-Man Season 3 will never happen, but please would love it. Okay. Thank you, Jennifer. Thank you to everybody for supporting the show. And for your pleasure, here it is, your favorite clip of the whole fucking thing ever.
Metas killed your parents, Gracie. They all deserve to die.
Don't believe him, Grace.
Don't believe him, Grace. Thank you guys so much for being here. Peace out, everybody. Bye-bye. Bye-bye, Gracie.
I won.
I featured.